Hello, welcome back to James Pigeon. Now, you may be wondering why I haven't uploaded a video in quite a while, and the main reason is that I've simply been focusing on other pursuits such as writing. I've always enjoyed writing, but recently I've been trying to take it a bit more seriously. So, unfortunately for the state of the YouTube channel, I've just really been spending a lot of my creative energy on that. But I thought I could combine the two in a way by serializing the book I'm currently working on, by recording an audiobook for each chapter as I make it, and then putting it on YouTube. This will both provide content for the YouTube video, allow people to give me feedback on it, and give me pressure to finish the book, because I'll have like a deadline for when the next video needs to be uploaded, so I'll know I'll have to make the chapter. Now, keep in mind, I am releasing each chapter as I write it, like right after I finish it, so it's a first draft, and some stuff may be changed. But anyway, here we go with chapter 1. The Life and Times of Mr. Lazarus Wicks of Vermont, Volume 1, or Blood Upon the Waves, by my real name, but we'll just say by James Pigeon. Chapter 1, Vermont, Relations, Meredith, Cocytus. Perhaps my parents, well-meaning as they surely were trying to pull some cruel trick of fate, the wager being the destiny of the rest of my life, when they held close to each other in bed on that late day in mid-June of 1759, and came unto each other's bodies and knew them. Perhaps they simply forgot what arrives 9 months after June. March. The Ides of March, 1760, when I came into this world, already positioned in a forelost battle against Fortune herself. It was a nameless place in southeastern Vermont, home to but a few hard families like my own, who managed, in their mysterious ways, to survive that rough and unforgiving country without themselves becoming bitter like the freezing wind that constantly battered us in the winter, or the Abenaki Indians who seemed to have been born and brought up with hearts more befitting the region. Still, we made our way among the bears and the Indians, in the hills, in the iced-over creeks, and the snow. From what I remember, my father was rather phlegmatic in disposition. He never expressed much emotion nor excitement on any subject, excepting my mother, whom he jealously and ravenously loved, and nearly every night, it seemed, came to know and devour her. If that was kept secret from anybody, it was not from us children. As you might imagine, we didn't much go to church. He treated us kindly and politely enough, but it always seemed to me that he never really loved any of us besides her. She was the light of his life, the apple of his eye. We were just mouths to feed. No, his contempt for us kids was never made explicit, but it was felt, sensed, fundamentally understood as a fact of our relationship to him. My mother was rather more caring towards us all, although she did have a certain regretful tendency to forget herself completely in her anger and berate us with the voice of a banshee for some minor infraction. She would always apologize for her wrath afterwards, promising, pleading with herself it seemed, to never again bring down upon us that white-hot rage, but the inevitable relapse in but a few days' time merely served to heighten the farce. I never knew my sister very well. She was only 2 or 3 when they died. My older brother, however, I remember clear as day. And I envision his glowing countenance with perfect accuracy when he appears before me nightly in my dreams. He was, it seemed to many, an ideal lad, or close to it. I was a dunce. He was sharp as obsidian. I was a perennial sluggard. He was driven, a natural worker. He detested idle hands. I was always sickly. He was always so strong. Well, until the winter of 1772. Our little hamlet, if one could hazard it, even that designation, had in our immediate vicinity but one other family. We did not know them well and had no desire to. We were both cut from the cloth of those who prefer to keep to themselves. However, they did have a daughter of my years by the name of Meredith Baker. I remember when I first really saw her. We had seen each other all our lives, but never before that moment did I realize just how beautiful she truly was. It was the autumn of 1770. I was only 10 or 11 at the time, but I thought she must have been the most precious thing in the entire infinity of the universe. With nary a hair yet above my lip, I had fallen in love. I started walking closer to her on the trail every time we would be going the same direction. Then, even when we were going in opposite directions, I would reverse my course to merely walk beside her in silence, costing me miles in the cold. But to me, it was well worth it, just to be within her presence for that little bit longer. Eventually, we started actually talking. Eventually, we started holding hands. We made plans to be married. We made plans to run off to New York together. We made plans to have children. A little girl we'd name Elizabeth, whom we would dress in white and whose hair would be curled in golden ringlets, and who she'd teach to make hoe cakes. A little boy, James, whom we'd send to school like we never were, and whom we'd dress in a fine red jacket, and whom I'd teach to hunt squirrels upstate. The bear that did her in was 300 pounds in midnight black. All I could do was run. I didn't attend the funeral. Do you know what it's like, reader, to be stuck in a one-room cabin while your parents, brother, and sister all lay dying of dysentery? I shall assume you mercifully do not. All formerly dry surfaces were quickly saturated with the deep red, bloody water of their bowels. Their moaning and crying from the pain drowned out even the wind beating against the windows. It was the largest blizzard we'd ever had there. A minute outside and one would be dead, or at least that's what it felt like. I couldn't leave the shack. I couldn't do anything to help them. I dumped log after log upon the fire just to keep the house above freezing. When that ran out, I started burning the furniture, old papers, picture frames. The smell was worse than I could possibly describe. I prayed feverishly, all throughout the night, just to have them live for one more hour, that I would be a better son, the perfect son, if only they could live one night longer. I fell asleep praying and prayed into my dreams. When I woke up, I didn't hear the dreadful moaning any longer. The Bakers helped me bury them that Sunday.